Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant in the sun. Got the windows open. And this is a movie called Suitable Flesh, starring Heather Graham. It's kind of like one of these hotel movies, as I call them, about a woman who has an affair combined with an HP Lovecraft story. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 12. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, Heather Graham is, I think she's a therapist. But she ends up having an affair with a patient who is not what he seems. And he is some kind of, I don't know, he's some kind of degenerate, driven insane by Cthulhu, as often is the case in an HP Lovecraft story. So after he has sex with her, he chains himself up and then swaps bodies with her somehow over the phone, some kind of ceremony. And so now it's Heather running amok, and she's trying to get her body back. Kinky, freaky, a heck of a lot of fun. It looks kind of cool, I gotta say. So it's like Heather Graham Unleashed here. So I think this could be very good. Eventually she ends up in an asylum, which a lot of characters in Lovecraft stories end up in an asylum. And then she has to get out of there. Here she is having an affair with her female friend, getting a gun, going on a murder spree. I mean, it's just going to be nuts. It's called Suitable Flesh. Oh man, can I read? Directed by Joe Lynch. Oh, here we go. Written by Dennis Paoli. And I think based on H.P. Lovecraft mythos. But I'm not sure if it's any specific story. That sounds like an H.P. Lovecraft title, though. I don't remember that one particularly. So, Heather Graham, Bruce Dawson, that name sounds familiar, but the rest do not. So, she looks like she's tearing up the scenery. All right, so first act, she has a nice life. Very 80s music being played in this too, and very much hotel movie music. So she has a great life, great husband, great job, and she has this affair with a patient, I think. It's not good, but she has this intense experience and feels like she was in his body while having sex with him. And she feels weird and talks about it with her friend. And then second act, he swaps bodies with her, chains himself up, and then swaps bodies. Now she has to get her body back before Heather runs amok, and I think she kills her husband, ends up in an asylum. I'm not sure. Usually H.P. Lovecraft characters have some kind of other plans, like opening up the gates of hell or opening up the world of Cthulhu and letting him back in. So maybe it's something like that. So the second act, they go back and forth, possibly switching bodies. She possibly figures out how to switch bodies back. At some point, she ends up in an insane asylum and then has to break out. At some point, I think one of them dies. I don't know if it's a guy or Heather. And then she ends up in a morgue because there's a body bag scene. She ends up having an affair with a friend. I mean, it just looks nuts. Just looks absolutely nuts. Lovecraftian lunacy. Yeah, it does look that way. Who said that? Can't even read it. Jeez. I can't read it. I can't read these words. Why'd you make it so small? You knew it was going to be on YouTube. Here she is. I guess he swaps bodies back, and then he like puts her at a window and drops her out and switches back or something like that. Tries to kill her that way. It just looks nuts. So I would totally see this. What's the ending? If it ends in true Lovecraftian fashion. Oh, here they are. They're fighting, and then they switch bodies, maybe. If it ends in true Lovecraftian fashion, she probably dies. They probably all die. Everybody dies. Or she survives, he dies, but she survives, but she's messed up, and she's tainted too. Something like that. I mean, it's one of the partners in this movie is Shudder, so I wouldn't put it past them to do that kind of ending in a horror movie. Yeah, no other data here. But I like the music a lot. Yeah, see, it's from RLGE Films, it's Shudder, and AMP. Not familiar with the other two. Yeah, sign me up. I think this will be good. I think it'll be very good. I mean, for a horror movie, it'll be demented. You know, and I think probably be a tight 90 kind of thing you'd see on streaming. Would I go to the theater for it? Maybe. It'd be a good Halloween flick. So, probably a big time for, Shudder to crank out movies. Wild, says Brian Telrecchio at RogerEbert.com. And Heather's still looking good, so that doesn't hurt. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base take. If you can find a more base take, I say take it. I'll be at the Artisan Show, the Artisan Craft Fair in Greenwich, New Jersey, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Double weekend for me. It's been a while since I did a 2-day show, so I'm looking forward to it. Hope to see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.